Hello, dividend executives. Welcome back. The stock market is open. So you already know we are buying stocks and we are adding assets to the portfolio. Today, we are talking about our four horses in the race. If you watch yesterday's video, then you know what I'm talking about. But the one we are focusing on today is TSLY. We've been bringing all of our share counts up to 100. We have one lagging horse that needs to be upgraded. And then the race is off. It's a race to when we can play with house money. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me just show you. These are the four horses from yesterday's video: NVDY, CONY, MSTY, TSLY. And we are in a race to get to house money. How long will it take? We talked about it yesterday. Obviously, it's going to depend a little bit on the dividends that come in, but I want to have them all at an equal stance, and I want to see which one is going to win. So let's jump back into Robinhood and let's take a look at things. Of course, a really nice day today. We had a good CPI rating. Market's absolutely mooning. Bitcoin had a nice pull up, almost to 100 grand. Portfolio is up 3.6%. For the week, up 2.65 or 941. For the month, we are still down 2.2%. Year to date, up, well, I guess we just barely started year to date. So let's look at the 3 month. 3 month, 17% or $5,316. And since we opened this account almost 2 years ago, we are looking at up 42%, $10,767. Not too shabby when it comes to a high dividend portfolio that we sell a little bit of options with, where we reinvest all of our premiums, and we consistently deposit more cash into every single week. I will not complain. So let's keep this train running. Well, we have buying power of 5,354. In another video last week, we talked about how we wanted to increase the margin a little bit. Margin right now at 9,841. We are going to be increasing that a little bit today with today's purchase. And of course, every single week, we are consistently reinvesting our dividends. Puts are looking absolutely phenomenal as of right now. MSTY up $84. That should expire worth us no problem on Friday. CONY up $44 on the two plays there. CleanSpark up $105. So a smooth, over $200, almost $250 with the profit sitting right there. But like I said in the last video, we don't panic. We just let these things ride. If we get assigned the shares, great. If we don't, great. Not too worried about it. We are selling those just to help boost our dividend account. Again, we were talking about Bitcoin. Absolutely awesome day today, up $1,600. So we're having a nice pullback of 5% for the week, up to $98,000. We really need to get above that 101 to really start rocking and rolling. And then some of our assets will move. But for now, I will take the move. I want to talk about, let's look at our equity in the positions, because we're going to be adding to some stuff. I'd made some changes in the portfolio. One being I turned back on my reoccurring buy. So I have a reoccurring buy every single day, VTI, $5. That's $25 a week. I also turned back on SCHD, especially at these levels, $5 every single day, no matter what. I'm stacking. I did this last year. I went away from it to stack some of my other high yield dividend players, but now we are back to it. We're stacking our stables. We are bringing up our share count on VTI and SCHD as we go towards our 2025 year-end goals. So that's what we're hitting. Again, the VTI, we want 15 shares by the end of the year. SCHD, I want 250. So we have a lot of work to do there, and that daily buy will help to it. 183 shares in QDT, 177 in XDT, 171 in RDTE, and 339 in YieldMax. What helped us get there? Well, we had a couple $100 worth of dividends hit over the last week. YieldMax, 4702, CONY, 8339. XDTE 32, QDT 32, RDT at 34, and then we still have that stack. Now, the cool thing is looking at these dividends, right? 0.66 bought on drip for that purchase, QDTE 0.83, and then RDTE 0.86. Not too bad. We'd love to see that. The drip is dripping, and then YieldMax, of course, 2.92, almost 3 shares a week on YieldMax. So those are the dividends that have been coming in. But today, like we said, the show is about the four horses in the race. You see 100 shares on the top 3. We talked about it yesterday. It is time to purchase more shares. Right now, this is only 1.6% of the portfolio. Super small position. We're almost doubling that today. Average cost of $21.81, which is down significantly from where we are now. So today we are coming in and we are buying 46, I hope I got this right, 0.332676. Lord, help us if that's wrong. $661. That should bring us to the straight even. And boom, just like that. So we brought our share cost down significantly with this purchase, down to 1832. We now are at 3% of the portfolio. We have $1,427 worth of market value, and we have 100 shares even. We're down 22% on this position as of right now, but keep in mind we went over it before, but the dividends have far exceeded that, like by a long time, right? I mean, I think we've received, I want to say 659 in dividends from TSLY. So we are up on the position overall, just over $200. So let's take a look at some of the news that has come out. First and foremost, let's take a look at, let me come here to my tweet yesterday. So Roundhill has announced our weekly dividend distribution. If you haven't already seen it, QDT coming out at 33.6 cents a share, which is up from 18.2 cents last week. XDTE 36.8, which is up from 18.9 cents last week. RDT 37.5, which is up from 20.5 last week. So obviously all of them last week were really, really low. So it's good to see these come back in line with where they are on average. I'm really stoked about that, but it's just good to see things go up. Another thing to look at, let me just pull up here, YieldMax. This is the release for today. MSTY, which is particular to us, $2.27. I love to see that. As we know, MSTY on average has paid out, what was it, 306? So it's below the average since inception, but not as low as some of the other payments, right? I think the lowest payment we've had so far is $1.85 and then $1.94. So we are above that, and we are in line with close to the average on this one. I will take 227 all day, every day. A couple other ones to note: YieldMax at 11.18, YMAG at 5 cents. You know we have YieldMax. You know we're stacking YieldMax, and it's good to see that. It's a little bit lower than I'd like to see, unfortunately, but hey, you can't have it all. So that is the update there. And then, of course, let's jump into the spreadsheet as we always do, and let's take a look at how we are stacking up, right? So as of right now for the month, let me just get this up to date. We are looking at $588 worth of dividends so far. 208 from other. Roundhill was 172 of that. YieldMax is 207 of that. And then you can see the percentage breakdown here, right? So pretty close to the same on YieldMax and Roundhill, which is good to see. But this is where the money has come from, and this is how we are doing when we progress towards our goal. Our goal this year, as you know, was $25,000. We are 2.36% of the way there. Our January goal is $2,084, and we are 28.25% there. After this Friday, things are going to significantly change, and I want to scroll in here so you can see why. YieldMax 37.29, that's how much we're getting in dividends on Friday. QDTE 61.58, XDT 65.15, RDT 64.21, MSTY, like I talked about with that huge dividend that they announced, 227.92. So we have $456 worth of dividends that should be hitting on Friday and reinvesting on Monday, which will increase our positions in all of those because they are on drip. Well, MSTY is not on drip, but the rest are on drip, so it'll increase our position, which gets the dividend snowball rolling even further, and it gets us closer to our goal, right? That'll put us over 1,000 for the month, and we still have some time left to continue to progress towards our goal. So that's where we're sitting there. Of course, on the month-to-month basis, we always like to take a look at this. 588 as of right now, 204.40 last year, and in 2023 we're at 0. So that's the growth we're looking for. 25,000 is going to be a stretch this year, but we're going to push towards it. Last thing I want to look at today is the update on the numbers. This is the update after the dividends that we showed. 0.83 in share drip brings us up to 25 shares that QDTE has bought itself, and we're now up to a record of 177. I love to see that, and I love to see that we broke the 4-figure number on QDT. XDT now to 16.91 shares purchased through drip, and we are really close to the $1,000 goal on, or $1,000 mark on XDTE. After this week's dividend will be about $950 or so, And then the following week, so by the end of January, we should hit the 4 figures of dividends on XDTE. Total return sitting at 6.39 for that. QDT at 8.31. RDTE, we're at 4.2 on the total return. 12.91 shares dripped so far and $558 in dividend. But again, we're only 16 weeks into the RDTE journey, whereas we are 24 weeks into XDTE. YieldMax, similar picture, 17 weeks in. We are on month 6 of the margin journey within these funds. And we've had 29 shares on YieldMax drip already, $532. And this one is performing the worst so far. Kind of surprising, but this is doing the worst. It's a 2.97 total return. Obviously, the market's pulled back a lot as of late, but hopefully we can get back on track. If not, we just continue to drip. We've taken this from 0 shares to 337. The goal is 500 shares by the end of the year. I think we can get there. It's going to be a stretch. We've got to buy... Well, when we started the year, we had to buy 160 shares to get there, which was going to be about $2,600 worth of capital. So we've got a lot of work ahead of us, but I feel like we can do it, and we're just going to keep pushing forward. So that's where we're sitting as of right now. This is how much my favorite QDT, XDT, and RDT will pay me this month if all things stay equal based off of the most recent dividends that you can see here. So $809, not too bad. That almost takes care of half of our goal just between those 3 funds. Capital that we're required to do that with how many shares we have now, I have about 23,000 invested between those 3 funds. And if we just stopped right now and let it pay us, it would take about 28 months to get our initial investment back. Of course, that is not including all the dividends we've already received. That is a big part of the picture. But if you were just starting fresh today, that's the kind of numbers you are looking at. So that's the update for this week. Appreciate everybody tuning in as always. Hopefully you guys are buying stocks, buying assets, and stacking that dividend income each and every single week with me. Hopefully you're enjoying the dividends that are coming in this week, as it is going to be a nice payday on Friday. We love to see $400 paydays passively while doing 0 work. Appreciate everybody as always. Don't forget to drop a like. Happy investing, and we'll catch you next time.